it's such a journey to be an entrepreneur, and especially when it's a product-based company.
Yeah.
It involves like costs.
Yeah.
You need also to find the fabrics and the chemical-free fabrics.
Yeah.
So it's not only fabrics. It's like something very specific to learn the specificities, and also to find suppliers and shipment and how did you learn all of this stuff? How did it start?
Just do it as it goes. I feel like often people will ask like, oh, what's the tips, like, you know, can you share? Like, I think you just need to experience it all. Like, I think you can like, that's why I love hearing podcasts, because then you know like what people have done and what not failure, but what mistakes have they done. So you try your best to avoid it, or at least to get a shortcut, or at least you know people have been experiencing that. So when that issue comes along, you are a bit more alert to what's the best way to tackle it. But you just have to experience it yourself. Like and fail basically. Like my first my first shipment was a complete disaster. Like, really? I didn't know how to. So the story was that I bought a set from my competitor, right? Going back. Then I decided to do it. Then my husband said no, but I really like it. I'm really passionate about it. So I would rather come home really late and still like in the dark in the living room, like just trying to get the product right, to contact, suppliers and everything. And then I borrowed some money from my mom and my husband, and then just started the business. So the first shipment came, it was completely bad. Like, it was nothing like the sample, and we need to hit a certain MOQ. So I actually, lucky enough, we have a spare room, like a proper storage room in our previous house. It was completely full. Like, there were like, I'm not joking, there were like 200 boxes with a big truck coming into my building. My helper and I and my husband, like, we were all moving the boxes into it. And as soon as we opened it, it was like the printing was wrong. Like, not wrong, but it was bad. It was very bad. And then actually we didn't end up like selling that batch.
So you lost all that money?
All that money for the first batch.
Wow.
And then like how to QC, how to make sure like you maybe need to hire someone like external to help you go to the factory to check if you can't physically go there. Need to get certification before they ship out the lot. Like, all those little things, you just have to fail.
But how did you after that fail? But
I donated it.
I see it more as a lesson than a failure.
Yeah.
But then what did you learn from that in a way that then the next order you made did you change suppliers? Or
I did. But then it was also funny because they actually felt quite bad for me.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this is my first time. Like, I can't imagine this is happening. Like, what am I gonna do with all this? Like, blah blah. And then actually that person referred me to another factory, which is the factory that I'm with right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice story.
Actually, after COVID, the business was very good, like maybe triple.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Triple, quadruple. But there was also, after you go up and then there is a downturn again, and I it's not like I expected that to happen because, altogether with the border opening, everybody traveling to China, even local people, they are just spending money in China. So during the end journey of our pop-up stores, we opened a lot of pop-up stores as well. So at the end, it was also not very, very good business for us neither. Okay. Although when I started pop-ups, it was more for marketing anyways, that people can actually come to our store, it's kind of like another milestone reached at least, because I never want to have my own shop neither, because just the rent in Hong Kong is crazy. It's just like, especially I'm not doing like quantity, I'm doing more of the quality work. So pop-ups, I love it, but at the end of it, it's just the whole environment in Hong Kong, the tourists were not coming in and local people are spending overseas. It got quiet too, Yeah, I think after my biggest challenge during COVID, and I just came through in a successful way, I think that I know how to handle these downturns already. And
you went through all the phases of entrepreneurship. You start, and then you have a peak, and then after it goes a little bit down, but then it's up to, well, I think that's the challenge when you're an entrepreneur. When you have this peak, then after that you have it down, but then the challenge is to turn this down into a growth that is like steady instead of another peak, because once you have the peak, you want steady and stable business.
For me, I won't say I'm a very good entrepreneur, because sometimes I just wish to do my piece of work as good as possible, and I don't care how much time I spend in it. So, but time is money, right? In a way, from the entrepreneur's point of view. So actually, sometimes my husband is my business manager in a way that he tells me you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But for me, I just want to make that work as best as possible. I don't care how much time I spend in it. So I won't say I'm a very good entrepreneur, and I don't want to give like entrepreneur advice. But I just know that when there is downturn, and when you see a big stone in front of you that you think you may not get through, just don't sit at home and not do anything. There must be something you can do. And then it could just surprise you one day. And then the thing that you have been trying just just persists, and then it may just surprise you one day. You never know.
I think the moment you have no solution and you really don't know what to do, are the moments you're the most creative and you come up with solutions you've never thought of.
Exactly. So life is just full of surprises, I can just say. But just don't give up, because if you stop trying, then you are not getting anything. For sure.
It doesn't go your way. You're bleeding every month, and you're seeing yourself going down. You're seeing your cash flow going down. And then if you don't strike back to quick shifts, you're gone.
So what did you change at Clarence?
Look, I think all the mistake or everything was been done, it's my fault, and it's me. I take it on the chin myself, because I was the one who put all those people in the journey. So I will not point anyone else than me.
No, but I mean the concept.
Yes, I think when you open your first own restaurant, even though I did season with a big management like Heisen, which backed me up a lot, I think I'm very creative, and this can be a double-sword edge where you can put too many ideas together at once. And I think this was my problem, where I didn't give enough time to think about deeply of the positioning, of the location, of the space, of the size, of the efficiency, that I will do totally differently. But again, as contradictory as it is, it helped me so much to evolve the last 2 years, that now that we are back on track, that we're doing very well, that I put the right people, and actually that we're doing very good. I can sleep much better. If you don't cry or if you don't pain, somehow in the process, means you're not learning. Because, when you are doing your things comfortable every day, you're in your routine, means that you're doing comfortably things, And the same for me. So you go back to when you asked me, do I am hard to myself? Yes, I'm hard, because I tell you, I didn't cry, but I was really like down, because it was not going the way I want. And it was horrible feeling. And that's why I switch and make the adjustment necessary to strike back. I'm very happy that my people, support me, and that my staff stay with me. But I think it's a very humbling experience that will be for me there forever. Please, Pastry Street, come go.
Whether it's thanks to luck or work, was there anything unexpected that happened in your career and you were like, wow, what's going on? Something good or bad? Can be bad as well.
Honestly, I think I'm quite a lucky person. So if you ask me if I believe in luck, absolutely. I think yes, luck does help for sure. And I think I probably would say having a TEDx talk was really unexpected, just because again, I'm not really good at speaking. I get quite nervous when I have to speak. So doing that was oh wow, speaking in front of over 900 people, was actually quite insane.
How did this happen? Did they contact you?
Yeah, they contacted me and then they were like, oh, would you want to have a TEDx talk for us or something? I was like, oh, really? Like TEDx, or like, or like, you know, a TEDx, you know, like, imitation TEDx or whatever. But yeah, it was TEDx.
And what was the topic?
So you could choose your own topics.
Oh, you can choose, okay.
Yeah, so obviously you're going to talk about something that is related to what you do, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'm not going to, you know, talk about car insurance or like finance. But so yeah, I talk about sexualization.
Okay,
yeah.
And how did it go? Did you feel, how did you feel when you were talking? You were like so focused that...
When I was on the stage or like before?
Both.
So before, obviously, I wasn't feeling very confident just because my coach asked me to sort of like film myself every time when I do it, and because they really gave you lots of supports.
Okay.
So that you definitely feel very ready when it was very close to the dates, and so we had our training once a week. And
oh wow, so it's okay.
Yeah, quite a lot actually. So I don't know how did the other people do it when they had a full-time job, because I was like a freelance artist, so I could literally, you know, like do it.
Like if you work in corporate,
like, and then some of them are like mothers as well, so I don't know, like crazy. And then I have to like look at the, you know, the video, and I'm like, oh, I hate my shoulders, and I hate the way I speak, and why do my eyes, you know, like looking down like that, or like, you know, so I was just really self-conscious, so self-conscious, and the rehearsal was also quite a disaster, because I don't know, like I have to like, you know, present in front of the committees and obviously the speakers too. We had like 8 speakers at that time, including me, and it wasn't like a huge number, so I was like, how can I do it in front of, like, you know, the audience? But in the end I did it,
and you felt like the adrenaline, and after you were like,
after,
so happy you've
I
done
think
it?
after I was quite emotional, like right after the talk I was quite emotional, because I actually cried off
that's
stage.
a lot.
But it wasn't like like that, but just like
the pressure.
I don't know
down.
what was that. It was like a mixed feeling. It was like, finally it's over, or like, I did it, or I don't know. I think
it's
I was
all
just
the work
emotional
you've put into it, and the stress, like,
or like
down.
just being like so thankful, because my coach Karen Cole was like, you know, like just, you know, behind the curtains. So I don't know, it was like a bit of everything.
Well, these are memorable moments. I think just because I was able to deliver a big talk. To me it was big, at least. Well, congrats. You can be proud.
Now I can say I'm proud.